Just saw the carnage of what happened, and just driving down the streets and seeing all the garbage that's piled along the road, not the garbage, but people's possessions piled alongside their houses, and just tore us up. And I said, at that point I said, we got to help these people out. So we got a place that we can do it. It's been a lot of work. What we've done in 3 weeks, it takes at least 3 months to do.
But this is truly what community is all about. Seeing everybody here today, coming out to support the flood victims, is really heartwarming. I know, like me, when it started to rain on Wednesday, we didn't realize the effects that we were going to be under 3.5 weeks later. So far, 25 homes have been permanently or major damage, and upwards of 1,300 homes here in Kenosha County have been damaged. Again, it's great to be here today, to be here to support the flood victims with all of you today. Your time, talent, and treasure is needed during this difficult time. Like Brian had mentioned, there are so many people that I would like to thank that have come together during the emergency period, which was those initial week or week and a half after the event. It truly was one of those events in my lifetime that I won't forget. I'm on a mission. Now, Carrie Kreisig isn't here right now, but I want to mention her and her team of moms who set up at the Wilmot Fire Station. When everybody else kind of went home at night and was resting, these ladies went out and delivered upwards of 50 to 60 meals per night to the people that were most affected. And so if we could give Carrie a big round of applause for her dedication. FEMA was out this week to tour the area, the affected area. They were in Burlington, and they spent 2 days down here in Kenosha County. And the word this morning that I got from Horace Staples, our emergency management director, is that FEMA will have preliminary numbers to us next week. So not this week, but next week. And it's so important that we reach that $3.1 million and $8.8 million mark for both public infrastructure and the residential or the residential infrastructure to meet and get those federal dollars. From FEMA. And I know people have been asking me, they've been questioning me again, so it's still a few more weeks, about a week and a half here, for us to have more data.
As you are well aware, ours is a world of duality, of light and dark, of sorrow and joy, of very deep grief and of great peace, of black and white, and left and right. And also, this is a world of extraordinary love. One thing I've heard over and over again in the last weeks is the incredible feelings volunteers felt after selflessly giving to their neighbors in need. That compassion, that time and attention, that's love. The time that you invest into your community for the well-being of others, it transforms life in ways we don't always immediately see. And that love that we give to one another, that compassion without judgment, that type of love can heal. And it'll help rebuild our community, and it'll bring our country together, and it'll unite our world. I challenge you, and I ask you, and I would almost beg you, don't let the feeling you had of compassion without judgment fade. Don't let it fade. Don't forget about it. Don't put it in the past. Don't think that only in a time of crisis you get to impact your community in that way, and feel that reverberation within yourself.
And the last 3 weeks have been really interesting experience for me, a life-changing thing. I've learned lessons that I'm never going to forget. The main lesson is how fragile our world could be. I mean, our home is our most sacred thing that we have. And if you think about it, overnight, you know, what happened to all these people's homes? It was one night of rain. So when you think about your house as your castle and everything you own and everything you collected over the course of your life, you know, in one day, you can literally lose everything in one day. So you know, you take that to heart. And the second lesson I learned is that the heart of America is still strong. It's still beating strong. And when you talk about heart, you talk about a couple of different things. You think about drive, like an athlete has heart, and then you think about like compassion for other people. And in the volunteers that I was honored to work with these last 2 weekends, I saw both those aspects of a person's heart in them. They were quick to volunteer, how fast these people went into these devastated homes in these unbelievably bad conditions, do this hard, nasty physical work, and simply to help, for no other reason than to help the people in their community. And when you talk about compassion, you know, that was also very evident. Whether it was boots on the ground, people who donated their time, people who donated their money, people who donated supplies, it was absolutely incredible. And it's left me with an incredible hope for the future, both of our local communities as well as our nation. There's a lot to do here. There's a lot left to do. And I am convinced that the members of all of our communities are going to answer that bell.